I never considered myself a controlling husband. I gave my wife, Sarah, all the freedom she deserved, her own space, her time with friends, her hobbies. But this time, something felt different. I had a bad feeling about that party. Maybe it was because it was at her coworker's house, a guy she'd mentioned a few times, Eric. He had this cocky, overconfident energy that rubbed me the wrong way. Or maybe it was the way Sarah had casually brought it up. "It's just a small get-together," she had said the night before. "Everyone from work is going. It'll be fun." I didn't like it. Not because I didn't trust her, but because I knew how these things went. A little too much alcohol, a little too much flirting, and suddenly lines got blurred. "I don't feel good about this," I told her. "I'd rather you stay home." She laughed it off. "Come on, don't be like that. It's harmless." I didn't argue. I just nodded and said, "Do what you want." That was my way of letting her know I wasn't going to beg. But when the night came, and she got dressed in a way she hadn't in a long time, tight dress, perfect makeup, that extra bit of perfume, I knew she had already made up her mind. She kissed me on the cheek before leaving, as if that would make me feel better. I just sat there, watching her walk out the door. That was the last time I spoke to her that night. I didn't call her, didn't text her, didn't check her location. I simply disappeared from her world. When she got home, I was already in bed, pretending to be asleep. She slid under the covers beside me, but I didn't move. I didn't acknowledge her. The next morning, she woke up late, later than usual, probably hungover. I got up, showered, and made breakfast for myself. No extra coffee for her. No plate set out like I usually did. When she finally walked into the kitchen looking tired, her voice was hesitant. "Morning," she said softly. I didn't respond. She shifted uncomfortably. "Are you mad?" I took my plate and walked to the living room. Her expression changed. "Are you seriously ignoring me?" I didn't even glance at her. At first, she tried to act like it didn't bother her. Made her own coffee, scrolled through her phone, pretended everything was normal. But by noon, the cracks started to show. She came into the living room and sat across from me. "Okay, this is ridiculous. Talk to me." "Nothing." She sighed and ran her fingers through her hair. "Look, I know you weren't happy about last night, but it was fine, okay? Nothing happened." I finally looked at her. "I wouldn't know. I wasn't there." She flinched. "What's that supposed to mean?" I shrugged. "It means you did what you wanted, and I'm doing what I want." Her confidence wavered. "Which is what? Acting like I don't exist." I leaned forward. "No, Sarah. It's showing you what it feels like when your choices don't include me." That hit her. For the rest of the day, she kept trying to break me down. Small talk, little jokes, even an attempt at cuddling, but I stayed cold. By evening, her frustration turned into something else. Guilt. She sat beside me, quieter this time. "I don't like this," she admitted. I turned to her. "Neither did I last night." She looked down. "I get it." I waited. She took a deep breath. "I should have listened to you." Now we were getting somewhere. Later that night, as we lay in bed, she finally told me what happened. At first, everything was fine, drinks, laughter, music. But then Eric, the coworker I had warned her about, got too friendly. He kept trying to get me to dance with him, she confessed. At first, I thought he was joking, but then he got pushy. I clenched my jaw. "Did he touch you?" She hesitated. Not in a serious way. Just his hands on my waist, pulling me close. I moved away, but he wouldn't stop. I had to get one of my friends to step in. My hands curled into fists. "And now you see why I told you not to go." She nodded. I should have listened. Silence filled the room. Finally, she whispered, "Are we okay?" I exhaled. "I don't know. Are we?" She reached for my hand. "I made a mistake, and I'm sorry." For the first time in 24 hours, I squeezed her hand back. She had learned her lesson. The next day, she didn't text her coworkers. She didn't laugh at their group chat messages. She stayed close to me, making sure I knew she was choosing us. And when Eric sent her a "had fun last night" message, she showed it to me, then blocked him. Did I forgive her? Yes. But I made sure she never forgot what it felt like to be on the other side of being ignored. She never made that mistake again. And I never had to go silent again.